Hey, welcome everybody. I hope everybody out there can hear me. It's good to see everyone. It's Saturday Night Live with Survival Preparedness for Beginners. And I hope that everybody out there is doing just fine. I hope you guys are having a great night. Looks like the rain may miss us tonight for once. It's been pouring and pouring and pouring. I did see earlier in the live stream over here that JT was talking about. She's been having to empty the pool. Yeah, that's what we've been having to do. Um, I don't have a pool, but a lot of people around here do, and they've had to be doing the same. I know my neighbors have. They keep emptying that thing because we've just been getting so much rain, and the weather is just so crazy right now, which could really lead into what our topic is about tonight. Are you prepared for a possible supply chain breakdown? So let's give a few minutes here and see people jump in. But thank you again for being here on Survival Preparedness for Beginners. Hopefully, if you can hear me, please give me a number one so that I know that I'm coming through loud and clear. I haven't seen anything that said, hey, we can't hear you. Let's see here. 5x5. What is that all about? All right, we're getting number ones. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that, folks. I would like to also say welcome to all the YouTube fans and all the Facebook fans and everybody else that's watching this from wherever they could be watching, because all of a sudden now I'm being broadcast that I didn't even know about, and people are replaying my live streams and stuff on different websites even. Go figure. So we're getting the word out, folks. That's what it's all about. I also would like to welcome all the members. I really do appreciate it. And did you all catch the members only sneak peek for the video tomorrow? It came out today. If you haven't caught that, because I saw that there's only been 6 people that have, and there's still about, I don't know, there's 20 of you. So there's still 14 of you that need to go in and watch that. You get a free preview before tomorrow. But I mean, we have we have so much stuff that is going on, and Bob Art, it's good to see you, Lefty Lisa, and my moderators. Coffee first. Let's see here. Here's Jan. I did see JT somewhere. She was in here. I don't know if she stepped out. No, there's JT. And I haven't seen Florida DCL. Sometimes he comes in late. Pitbull, thank you very much, Pitbull. Good to see you. You watched it. It was a great video as usual. Thank you. I do appreciate that. RCX, how you doing? I'm getting more prepared each day. Yes, that's something we all need to be doing. And we need to be doing that because there is a lot of stuff that is going on that we need to really think about. Jamie Brown here. Yo, Chuck, what's up? Yeah, the Watchman. And let's see here. I'd like to really start this off by stating I do have some videos coming out this week. On Monday, I do have one that is kind of targeted towards talking to mothers and about, are they preparing? And that was part of the little thing that came out in the community tab today, and with the questions and stuff there. I don't know if you all got a chance to read that one yet, but go in the community tab before you leave tonight after the live stream and check that out and put in your 2 cents worth. I want to really know, and I'll let you all know how that turns out. There have been quite a few people that have gone in and done the little questionnaire there. There's 2 questions. It's a 2-part question, and so it's pretty interesting. We're trying to get some more information and everything else. I do have some videos I'm going to be working on that are requests and that I have put out to the members and stuff, and some of the stuff that they would like to see. So if you are a member and you didn't see that, go in the community tab and you can put in, um, you can answer the question and maybe give me some ideas of what you think that you may want to see or what other people may want to see, or in general, just if there's something you'd like me to talk about or maybe try to do. Now, obviously, I'm limited to a lot of things, but hey, we can always give it a best shot. So, um, as we start tonight's live stream off here, we are talking about, are you prepared for a possible supply chain breakdown? And I'm sure you all are aware of a lot of things that are going on. There are a lot of different possibilities that we could be talking about here. For one, China isn't fully back up and running yet. There's still a lot of stuff that's going on over there with the whole, are they now, Blinken went over there and, did the good old handshake. uh, yeah, great photo ops. That's what I call them. That's all it is photo ops. But what's going to become of this? We just don't know. And I hope they don't give away the farm, but hey, you never know. We also have the impending UPS strike, and I have a video coming out about that this week. I think it's something everybody needs to be aware of. I'm sure a lot of you that have been around for a while, you do know that I work at UPS. I have for a very long time. I just had a anniversary come through this past week. Um, so um, I've been around for quite a long time, and I was in the strike of '97. So I have a video coming out, and so people really know what's going on and what we're really trying to accomplish with this contract and why it is so important. Um, I go over a lot of that kind of stuff in that video. We also have to really be paying attention to the prices and what is taking place. There are some really interesting things that are coming out and coming down the pike that you people may have seen, maybe you haven't. But I tell you, folks, things are getting really weird, really quick, and we just don't know how this is all going to play out. And are you prepared for a possible supply chain breakdown? I mean, that's a legitimate question. And the first part of this, I'm going to talk about like if you have a small business, or maybe you try to run something out of your home or something like that. This could affect a lot of different people. Now, yeah, it's going to affect, it can affect like the large major corporations and all this kind of stuff. But then again, we have to think about, the small guy in this country. Small businesses is the backbone of this country. It's not the large chains, as everybody thinks. It's not the Walmarts, it's not the Targets, it's not the Sam Clubs, the Costcos, the Amazons. Small business is what generates a lot in this country. So supply chains are the lifeblood of any economy, right? I mean, it's in a simplest form, a supply chain is um, a series of processes that bring goods from manufacturers to consumers. I mean, that's just how it works. However, the recent global events, including, the pandemic, climate change impacts, and geopolitical tensions, which we have a lot of those right now, have highlighted the vulnerabilities inherent on highly connectable global supplies. So, really, the key question here is, are you prepared for a possible supply chain breakdown? And understanding what I am talking about, it all begins with that understanding that the possibility of a risk is there. These supply chains, there's nowadays they're so complex. and they have multiple points of failure that are built into them. And we have seen that. The global chip shortage in 2021. I mean, do you all remember seeing all those cars and stuff that were just parked like out in the deserts and fields and everything else because they didn't have the chips? They didn't have the chips they built the cars, they built them here, but they needed that chip. So that was the global chip shortage in 2021 that left automakers and tech firms scrambling for supplies. And the reason that happened was because of a fire in a Japanese semiconductor plant and a drought in Taiwan and the US China trade war converged to form basically a perfect storm and a supply chain disruption that took place, and it was shutting down all kinds of stuff, you know? So, additionally, the pandemic exposed a ton of vulnerabilities in the global supply chain. I mean, especially for any type of essential goods. You all remember anything like medical equipment or food. You know, as a lot of the countries at that point in time started closing all their borders and factories, and they halted production. The limits of just in time production models and geographically concentrated production became all too clear how dangerous the just in time um, production model has really put so many businesses, especially small businesses, in danger. And if you're a small business owner or whatever, it is really critical for you to really sit back and assess a few different things of your level of preparedness for your business. And this assessment should not just be about, surviving a temporary disruption, but thriving in the face of a ongoing uncertainty and to flourish when others are failing. So you got to stay one step ahead of the chaos. And that's what I'm trying to get across here in this video today. And some of the ways that you can do this is um, when we're talking about small businesses, and which many of you may do, or you may be a subcontractor or whatever the case may be. But if you can, you know, diversify your supplies, do you rely on just a single country or region? I mean, I know it's probably cheaper for maybe you to order your supplies for your small business from another country, wherever it could be, clothing, it could be India, Vietnam, um, all these different places, I mean, all types of electronics and stuff could be Taiwan, could be China, Japan, this type of stuff. But if you can basically diverse your suppliers and try to maybe local source some of these, which I'm going to talk about more about in a minute, this would really help your business out if you have a backup plan. If for some reason you go to order the product and the guy at the other end tells you, well, yeah, I have it, but it's going to take an extra 30 days to get there if it already took 30 days. So now you're 60 days out, but you need the product now. What are you going to do? And then another thing that I think that people really should be looking at is safety stock. These just-in-time models have already shown that, okay, yeah, a lot of companies don't have the money to keep a lot of inventory on the shelves or in your garage or in your spare room, wherever you have your small business at, in your shop, whatever. And that's why this just in time, has all evolved over the past decade or so. And this way here, if you need the product, you just go on and order it on the computer or make a phone call and you order this stuff up and, usually you have it within a few days. But with the whole vulnerability of this, these models that have been designed and put out there, they have really shown that when something goes wrong, it goes wrong and you can't get it. And it makes you very vulnerable to any type of a disruption that's out there. And it's worth considering whether you should hold a safety stock of your most used critical items that you need to have on hand. If you're a subcontractor and you're into building or whatever else, maybe you need to keep extra nails and screws and hammers and whatever else. I mean, if you design clothes or you make clothes or in this type of stuff, maybe you need extra material. Um, you see where I'm going with this? Having the stuff that you always are going to need to run your business is what you're really going to be looking at. So you want to make sure that you are safety stocking those items. The items that you don't use that much, I wouldn't really worry about. But the stuff that you use probably on a daily basis, that's something that you're going to want to make sure that you're doing. Now, something else is local sourcing, and I had briefly talked about this a minute ago. And can you switch to local suppliers, at least for some of your items? Yes, this can cost you a lot more money because we all know that if you're ordering in bulk or anything else from other countries and everything, um, this could cost you more in the long run. This can also reduce the vulnerability to international shipping issues and foreign exchange fluctuations. So, if you had to pay more, if you can set up something where maybe you can get your products and the things that you need to run your business, and you can get them from somebody local, you know, but it's going to cost you more. That may be a price. If it's a short term type deal, you might be able to eat the price. But if you have to, in order to stay in business and keep doing whatever it is you do, you want to make sure that you can get that product, but you're probably going to have to increase the prices and push it along to your customers. But you are staying in business if you can source your products locally. It's just a thought. Now, we are going to be talking about what this means for you and me, not the business owners and everything else. But I wanted to cover this because a lot of people just don't get this. And another good thing that you really need to really be thinking about is the digital infrastructure that we are in nowadays. And we all know, AI is taking over and all this kind of stuff. We are in the age of industry 4.0 right now. And this can be helpful and it can be a hurting thing also. Now, you have to realize, this can greatly enhance the supply chain reliance. This real time tracking that people you can buy, you can track your stuff and, you can do all this kind of stuff, and track your shipments and all this. And predictive analytics are out there and AI is out there also, all can help predict and mitigate disruptions. A lot of these programs are only as good as what's the information that's been put into them. Okay. AI doesn't know everything yet. Okay. That's coming in the near future, but right now it doesn't. So, it's doing its best to try to predict whatever, but it's only as good as the information that is being typed into it through a human being at this point. Now, come shortly, it won't need human beings anymore because it's going to be smarter than the human itself, which is a scary point. But this is where we're at in this whole global supply chain issue. You know, while it's impossible really to predict or prevent all disruptions of any kind, you know, certain businesses can certainly reduce their vulnerability. And a lot of companies, big companies have done this. And I'm only talking about these big companies to give you an idea of what these people have done. You have Apple, for instance. Okay. What they had started to do is they diversified their supply chain. It shifted a portion of its iPad and MacBook assembly from China to Vietnam to mitigate the risk associated with potential US China trade disruptions and disputes. So, what they did was okay, they saw the writing on the wall, and Apple's huge. So what they did was hey, we got to move some of our stuff around. Now, a lot of you, if you have been paying attention at all, there's a lot of companies that have been leaving China and they're going to some of these other companies like Vietnam. They're going to India. They're going to Taiwan. They're going to Japan. They're getting out of China because it's not doing as well as what quote they say it's doing, if you get what I'm saying. Um, they're hurting. And the reason they're hurting is because of the pandemic and their strict um, lockdowns that they had. I mean, for almost 2 years, a lot of the country was all locked down and everything else. So, I mean, they've brought this on themselves. Now, another thing that you could do is like what BMW did, so they use these predictive analytics to foresee potential disruptions. Now, a lot of this stuff is out there. I mean, the common small business can use these type of programs and stuff, and they can see what is out there and what's going on. But their supply chain management system analyzes the data from around the world, predicting the risk and adjusting production plans accordingly. So if they see that, hey, we think this is going to be short, well, then they move stuff around and they move their production around to try to make sure that they can get those products. Now, depending on what kind of business you have, maybe you want to look into some of this type of software and stuff, and then it will monitor what is going on out there. And it'll also take and say, hey, you order this kind of stuff, it's starting to run low and there's going to be some issues with this. So then you have a choice. Um, Building a strategic stockpile. Now, we all talk about Walmart and, all the crazy stuff that Walmart does and everything else. But this is one point in time when, what they did benefited them the most. And, this retail giant, Walmart, knowing the vulnerabilities of a lean supply chain. So, they don't like to have too much stock, but they like to have just enough. So they maintain a safety stock of essential goods. And this really paid off for them during the early days of the pandemic when panic buying caused all those shortages in many stores. Remember when we all saw that? Walmart was able to replenish. Now, maybe they didn't fill up the shelves, but they were able to replenish a lot more products than any other retailer in the global market, period. And that was because of what they have done. So, I mean, there's different things and different ways that you really can look at this, you know. And lastly, but leastly, on talking about small business, and we're going to move on here. Invest in local suppliers. You know, there's a lot of small breweries in this country, and they have to depend on getting their hops and stuff from suppliers overseas. What has happened is a lot of these small breweries are now buying up farmland and they're growing their own hops here in this country. Well, obviously, this may not be a a feasible thing for you to do, unless you're into food or cooking, baking. You have a restaurant or a bakery or whatever. Um, but if you can, for a small business, it'd be worth considering what parts of your supply chain can be locally sourced. It really would. And it would be worth your time to sit back and really and take a take some time, talk to these people, find out prices, how long it takes to get it, so on and so forth, and see if you can set up and have a plan in case you know of this supply chain breakdown. Because I think we're going to have something majorly come towards the middle to late part of this year. I don't think things are going to get any better. The rate now they're getting worse, and I think it's only going to get worse for quite a while. So now the question stands, you know, what kind of what does history tell us about this before we move on to what me and you can do? Because I'm a big advocator. I mean, if you guys have been following me for quite a while, which a lot of you have, you guys are going to know that, I'm a big advocator on history. And what has history told us about these supply chain issues? Back in World War II, from 1939 to 1945, the global conflict, is severely disrupted international trade and supply chains. I mean, this led to widespread shortages of raw materials and consumer goods in many countries, not just ours, but all across the globe. And then we had a lot of you might remember, but back in 1973, we had the oil crisis. And that's where the Arab petroleum exporting countries proclaimed the all infamous oil embargo. And that led to a severe supply chain disruption for countries dependent on oil imports, particularly the Western countries. You would have thought we would have learned something by that and just started just doing our own. But no, here we are. We're right back in the same boat once again. Earthquakes, 2011, earthquakes and tsunamis. The disaster caused severe disruptions to supply chains worldwide, particularly in automotive and electronic industries in Japan. Um, if you all remember right, was a major global supplier of components for all these industries of, automotive, electronics, cell phones, all this kind of stuff. And these earthquakes and tsunamis and everything else were really bad that year. And it slowed everything down. Some of the plants did get damaged. So, it was all you had to wait for them to reopen back up. And it was just a huge mess. I think that a lot of these things could be really taken care of by themselves if these companies would diversify and have different plants scattered throughout the world. So if one plant goes down, we still have another plant over here that's making the same products. But what do I know? 2011, we had the Thailand floods. It was the worst flooding in decades in Thailand, and it disrupted the global supply chain of industries like automotive, electronics, and all this. You know, as we can see, these certain areas that keep getting hit and everything else, they affect a lot of these things because we don't make them here. We have to get all this stuff from over there. We can put it together here, but we have to gather all the parts and bring them in so that, we can finish putting them together here. And then we can say it was made in America when you open it up and look inside and you see everything else is made elsewhere. So, that's just a game that they all do play. In 2010, we had those huge volcanic eruption. You guys remember that? The ash cloud from the Icelandic volcano that led to the closure of vast swaths of the European airspace. I mean, the planes were having to fly. Some of them couldn't even fly. and the global air travel impacting numerous supply chains, you know? And then you had the good old pandemic of 2020. And we all know that that just proved a point to everybody that, you got to be prepared, So let's talk about what this means for like me and you and where we are going with this and the whole 9 yards. Um, Let me jump over here. I just want to see real quick. All right. I thought I saw something pop up. But what does this mean for us? I mean, what can we do to prepare for the supply chain breakdowns? You got to anticipate your essential needs. So you kind of have to think outside the box and try to start by identifying the essential items for your household that you can't function without. I mean, you got to have, I have to have this, you know? So this may include stuff like your food and your water and medication, hygiene products, pet food, and other necessities, Um, Having a comprehensive understanding of your needs will allow you to prepare more efficiently. So, in other words, if you know that you need these certain types of medications, if you know you need this certain type of food for your animals, or it could be for your family or family members and kids, I mean, some people are on strict diets, they can't have certain products, they can't have peanuts, they can't have milk products, um, all this kind of stuff. So, I mean, this is going to change for everybody because you're going to have to really, really think about and put thought into how are you going to succeed in being prepared in that aspect. You got to build a basically emergency supply, you know? So once you have identified the essentials, you have to start building an emergency supply. I mean, a lot of people, a lot of experts, a lot of people out there recommend having enough supplies to last each person in your household for at least 2 weeks, at the minimum 2 weeks. And but given the uncertainty around, certain supply chain disruptions, preparing for a longer period would definitely be a bonus if you can do it from a month to 3 months. That could be a real prudent thing for you to do. Um, this really, the biggest thing with this is just remember this. This doesn't mean you need to be hoarding items. Okay. We're not hoarders, we're preppers, which can exacerbate the supply chain issue. If you go into a store and you buy 50 of them, well, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, if there's other people doing the same thing, the shelves are going to be empty. My thing is, I'd rather see people purchase a little extra each time you go this time, when you go shopping, until you have built up a significant amount in your preparedness stockpile, and this way here, there's enough to go around for everybody. You're accomplishing your goal, and maybe the next guy gets to accomplish his goal, and this person can do the same thing, um, but I mean, you just have to really play it safe with that, And then, of course, you always want to make sure that you're checking your dates and everything and rotate your supplies and all that kind of good stuff so that nothing goes to waste or goes bad. Checking if you're doing canned goods, checking your cans periodically, depending on where you're storing them in your home. And, you're looking for, you know, dents, rust, bulging, any of that type of stuff, leakage, any of that kind of stuff. You have to really keep your eyes on your stockpile. So make sure that you have it set to where you can do that. Now, the same thing goes as what we're talking about with the small business is diversifying your shopping. Now, just like your small business, Households can also benefit from not putting all their eggs in one basket. Excuse me. So you don't rely on like a single source for your supplier. So you don't rely on just Walmart. You look at your Walmart, you look at Aldi's, you look at your dollar stores, you look at Winn Dixie, whatever the grocery stores and stuff, your mom and pop stores in town, all these different places, and where you can locate goods that you need, and you go to the ones as you are building your stockpile. You're diversifying how you are doing this, and you're going with the cheapest first. And if they don't have what you want, you go to the next store and everything else. If you start using multiple stores, you're going to learn the prices of those said items. And as I had said before, you can always look online and see a flyer or something, what they have on sale. A lot of these places have apps now. You can just download the apps. You can take a look in there. There's several different ways that you can do this. But, you also want to be trying to filter in if you do live in an area where maybe you have local farms or, farm stands, this type of stuff where you can get local grown food and you get it right from the farmer. So you take out the middleman and you're just buying it right from the farmer. Now I know like where my daughter lives, I mean, they go down to the farm and they get milk, they can get butter, they can get ice cream, they can get meat. Um, During the main growing season and stuff, they always have fresh vegetables, and it's a really cool place. I mean, the lady owns the farm, and then she has contracted out space inside of. She's got this little store on the farm, and she contracted out the space and stuff. And all the other local farmers bring their produce and their products and whatever else there, and she sells it for them, and everybody's happy, and so on. You're getting fresh right from all the local farms in the area, which is a beautiful thing. you know Something else that you really need to really start thinking about doing is growing your own food if it's possible. Now, if you live in a small apartment, you don't have any space outside or anything like that, you can try growing in containers. There are some vegetables that do really well, and there's some that just don't, you know so you're going to want to do your homework on that, and maybe try to put a video together, because I have grown in some pots I have on my back patio right now. Um, Radishes did real well, carrots did real well. Um, Lettuce didn't do so good, and spinach didn't do that good. So the carrots and the radishes did really well. The next thing I think I'm going to try is some tomatoes, because down here in Florida we can grow pretty much year round. I think I'm going to try doing some tomatoes in here. I think those will do all right. But I'm looking at some different avenues. I tried some potatoes, and they didn't come out that good. So they really didn't. I don't know if maybe it's my climate, too warm. It's hard to say, because it depending on where you live, it's going to be more difficult for you to do different types of things compared to other people. Some places you have shorter growing seasons, some places you have longer growing seasons. So being able to grow your own food in some way, shape, or form is really what you really got to really think about doing. You need to really learn uh, how to preserve your food for the longest period possible. Like canning, um, which I'm guilty of. I don't know how to can. I haven't done it in years. Um, but it's something that I would like to get into eventually. Uh, but using your vacuum sealer, freezing, using dehydrators, using your Mylar bags, and all this kind of stuff, and how you can extend the shelf life of many foods. And I mean, you're saving your money. It's not going to go bad. You have to purchase a lot of these products up front, but in the long run, it's going to pay off. All right. Because you can preserve it, and it's going to last you a lot longer than what it would if you just left it alone. Now we're getting down to the end here. The next thing I really think that we probably could do is just stay informed. You got to stay up to date with, you got to find yourself a good news source. And that's what I'm going to try to do. Um, I don't know how I'm going to play this out because there's so much damn news to talk about on a daily basis. It's just incredible. But starting tomorrow, I do have a live stream at 2 p.m. And we're going to be talking about um, a lot of the uh, things that happened this past week. And I'm going to try this out and see how this goes and everything else. And but it's so very difficult to really cover everything. I mean, it'd be an 8-10 hour live stream. So I pick out so many different articles, and all the articles and stuff will be listed in the description of the live stream, so that you all can go in and read all those. Because I'm not going to read the whole article. I'm just doing, the basics of what took place and so on and so forth. But you really need to stay up to date, and especially in the times that we live in, because there's so much crazy stuff that's going on, and just for your family's sake. Staying in the know is a very important thing right now in the times we live in. Building networks, community networks, any type of networks that you can build. If you do have friends and family or whatever else, or like-minded people that you maybe you go to church with, if you're your neighbors in your neighborhood, this type of stuff. Now, I know a lot of people, they put in the comments, I don't have anybody. My neighbors are idiots. All this kind of stuff. I get it. But if possible, look at trying to build some type of a network, even if it's just with a few friends or a couple of neighbors, you know, so you have something to rely on. It can't hurt. And, this way here, you guys are kind of like together, and more the merrier. And one of the next things is, your financial preparedness. I mean, I know we're talking about your supply chain breakdowns, but having some savings set aside for emergencies in case these supply chain disruptions happens, because it's likely going to add, and there's going to be price hikes, all this kind of stuff. So having some type of a buffer that you can fall back on if this happens, given the times we live in with the high inflation and the interest rates and everything else, and stuff is so expensive. I mean, some products are coming down. Yes, I do understand that, but some products are not coming down, and so we really need to make sure that we do have this, you know, this backup just in a chance, you know. By preparing for a potential supply chain breakdown, families can really ensure that they are ready to face any challenges that could come along. Just remember, the goal is not to really what's the word I'm looking for, to create a bunker mentally, but to foster resilience and the ability to adapt to all the changing circumstances that is going on around us on a daily basis that we can't control. There's some of the things we can control. There are some things we can't control. And we have to make sure that we are doing our best to control what we can, and try to mitigate the things that we can't. Um, there are certain things that you will run into in your daily lives that you have no control over. We all really have that on a daily basis. It doesn't matter if you're working, if you're retired, or anything else. You're going to run through something um, that you're going to have to really sit back and ponder, what is the important things that I can do, and what I can't do. It is what it is. I mean, we have to just be prepared, you know? So the question stands: are you prepared for a possible supply chain breakdown? And that is a very good possibility. And I do really believe that something's coming down the pike. Now, we have so many different things that can affect us, and this can go south really quick. So the people that have been preparing, the people that are putting away, trying to do their best, and everything else, this isn't a race in the prepping world. This is a marathon, folks. Okay, remember that. This is a marathon. You're in it for the long haul. You're in it for you and your family to make sure that you can provide when you need to provide. Plain and simple. So that being said, if you guys got any questions or anything, throw them all in capital letters. I'm going to be jumping over here into the good old little comment section here. David Potter says, I'm going to grow stuff in the greenhouse later on, still under construction. Well, hey, at least you're making a dent here, and you've got a plan going. And that's the biggest thing, David. I mean, a lot of people don't even have that. I mean, if I had the availability and the space, I'd be doing the same thing. Lorraine, nice to see you. I'm late. I went shopping for food while on sale. There you go. Nothing wrong with that, Lorraine. Sean, sorry. That was to sue. All right, let me scroll up here and see how far up I can go. All right. Now, coffee first. Since you guys are all sucking up my hot air. Laugh out loud. Sean said, I have a minimum garden planted. That's really nice. I mean, anything is better than nothing at this point in time. Larry says, 92 in Omaha, Nebraska. No rain all month. We're praying for rain. Oh, wow. Yeah. Hippie highs. Copy first and speak. I gladly send it to you. Our heat indexes will be in the hundreds this week. Yes, that's what I think here in Florida, we're supposed to be the same thing. Hippie's hive. I think we're going to be right there with you. Let's see here. I'm scrolling down through. All right. So, Sean, you have a rain catchment system that has been installed. Nice. That's really nice. Very nice. Yeah, I don't understand why, people, you put a gutter on your house or something, you can catch all this rain. Your roof is like this huge tarp. Do you know how much water you can catch off your roof? Just amazing. Pam says, amazing, Grandma. Do you have chickens? I would love to have a few. Yes. I mean, a lot of people, she says, I wish. A lot of people are having problems getting chicks. So who knows? If you can find them, you might want to grab them. Let's see here. It's going to get really hot in Texas. Yes, it has been astronomical. Jan says, I can't type with this eye patch. It's coming off. Yeah, I can see where that became an issue. James Brown, people don't forget firewood, coal lights, matches, etc., and a grill or something, or at least you can cook something. Yes, I mean, all of the above, James Brown, to make sure that, you're doing what you can do. Lefty Lisa, I cannot wait to leave. I'm assuming Arkansas. I'm not cut out for this. Yeah. Pam says we need rain badly here in Wisconsin. Praying for rain. This weather is just freaky, folks. I mean, it really is. I mean, this is just getting unbelievable now. Larry says a lot of distractions, submarine, coop, and what else? I mean, there is so much stuff that is going on right now. I just think everybody is just everybody's overwhelmed from the governments of the world to the people that live in these countries, our country included. Um, let's see. Michelle says, I started in 2020, been stocking a little here and there every week. That is the way to do it. I mean, this is a this is a point to where um, the turtle wins the race. I mean, yeah, you can go out if you've got thousands of dollars. Yeah, you can go out and you can buy all the stuff you need all in one shot. But most of us don't have that. So the smart thing to do is like what she is doing, and you just keep stocking up each week when you go to the store, check the sales. Um, I did my $10 a week challenge and you saw the amount of food that I got for $40. I mean, it can be done, I mean, and you can start putting something, and the next thing you know, you're gonna be like, holy cow, I'm out of room. Now what do I do? You know? Um, let's see here. Amazing Grandma. Always wanted to see Thailand too. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of places I'd love to go, but this with everything that's going on right now, I'd be scared to travel outside the country. I don't know. Let's see here. All right. Sean, Northern Illinois, we are now going through a drought. I know it's just local is key. Yes, Sunset, you are correct. Nice to see you, Sunset. I saw Rocco Moss is here also. JT, thank you for your service. Yes, thank you very much. I did see where it looks like you were flying in or you were part of the Vietnam War over there. I do that with my cash. I need to look at dates on all these $100 bills. Yeah, good luck with that one. Rock and Moss, we are 6 to 9 inches behind in rain here. We had places yesterday in Central Florida where we're getting anywhere between 6 to 8 inches per hour. Then up towards like Marion County, Ocala, that area, like the Ocala National Forest. They, over a 6 hour period, I think they got like 14 inches of rain. It's unreal. I bought castor oil, canning jars, and lard today. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. T Rex. I own nothing now and I am happy. There you go. I mean, it's all what you want to do. I'm not here to twist your arm. I'm just here to give you the news and you can do with it what you wish. Hoarding seems wrong to me for some reason. Well, there's a difference between hoarding and a difference between prepping. Hoarding is when you go into the store and you just buy everything and you hoard every little thing from your paper to pencils or whatever. Prepping is when it's a controlled environment that you are executing a plan. So more than likely, if you have put a plan together and you want X amount of cans of this, X amount of cans of that, X amount of cans of this, that's what you're going to buy and then you keep moving on because once you get your food preps all set, then you got to start looking at your gear and everything else. Let you Lisa, I have an idea where it is off take. I'm in South Central PA near Lancaster County, but up here, lots of Amish and farms without tourist traps. Yes, beautiful country up there. Beautiful. Nevada B. Cans and some other stuff in small pantry. I need to recheck to rotate soon. Yeah. I went to Walmart once this year, bought light bulbs. I don't blame you. I mean, if you don't have to go, it's not um, it's not the place. I mean, they don't always have the cheapest prices in town. People think that. They think when they walk into Walmart, they're going to get the cheapest price there is, and it it's not how it works, folks. There's South Florida DCL. Also, get to know your local farmers markets and flea markets. Yes, flea markets you can get a lot of great deals on. Sometimes you can find some really cool prepping supplies on old tools and saws and all kinds of stuff. I mean, you never know. Teresa D, yes, I agree. In many farmers markets going on now, nice green beans, 5 pounds for $1.25. Not bad. Not bad at all. The president is at Camp David, so it sounds like he's nervous about Russia. Well, I think we all should have a little bit of concern about Russia. Don't think we should go hide and put our head in the ground, but I think it's something that we need to really pay attention to, if you get my drift. No, I'm talking about when people who buy the whole store when they go, yes, okay, Jamie, I get what you're saying. I had a feeling that's what you were going at. I just, but yes, I understand. Let's see here. We have deer in our yard. Ooh, dinner. Oh, James Brown, he's nervous that they're coming for his and the Biden crime family. I don't think he's coming for that. I really don't. If he's sending anything over, it's it's going to be for all of us. um, and that's the scary part nowadays, folks. That's the real problem. I have a Cherokee purple tomato plant with 12 softball sized tomatoes on it. Wow, that's pretty cool. I'd love to see a picture of that. Take a picture of that and email it to me. That would be really cool. Leafy greens are so sensitive to the heat. I do microgreens in the window instead. Yes, that's one thing that I've kind of figured. Um, I do keep them. They only get morning sun, but the heat. There's nothing I can do about the heat. I mean, the heat is just. But the carrots and the radishes. I mean, I've already been eating radishes. Carrots still got a little bit more time, but they're doing great. I got a whole bunch of radishes. I think I'm going to plant more because they did so well. I have some 5-gallon buckets. I just got some seeds from 4 Patriots. So there you go. Vacuum sealing, dehydrating, and canning. That's what we got to do. You just got to keep plugging away at it, folks. We are rotating our meat in the freezer using food saver bags that I did in 2020, still fresh. Yes, I mean, people do not realize. I mean, we've had over the past few weeks, we've had chicken that's a year and a half old, and when it thaws, it looks like the day I bought it. You know, we do rotate our freezers, and we also keep a going list. Now, I have a small little, I think it's like a 5 cubic foot chest freezer. And then, we have the freezer with the refrigerator and that kind of stuff. So a lot of the meat and stuff goes into the chest freezer. And this way here, if something happens, I got battery banks and all that kind of got generators and all this. So I can run this stuff and keep it going. But we keep a running list. So we're not buying more. Uh, Last week, Publix down here, at least, they had ground round 85, yeah, 85.15, I think it was. $1.99 a pound for the family pack. I bought like 3 of them, you know? And, I mean, when you run across such a great deal, you just can't pass it by in today's world. No time like the present to get started with canned food. Yes, exactly. I totally agree. Uh, I have a second generation black eyed peas that I originally bought as dried peas from the grocery aisle. Well, that's pretty cool. So seeds don't have to be expensive. I mean, there's so many ways and tricks and anything else. Hello, Survival Preparedness YouTube family from Oregon. Stay safe and warm and well prepared. God bless you all. Thank you, Emmanuel. That's very nice of you. I think I'm considering a canner that non-electric and doing water bath canning. Any sites recommended? Oh, no, that's one way to do it. Well, there's a pretty good tip, folks. She bought a 1 pound bag of black eyed peas from the grocery store and picked out some that looked like they would sprout, and they did. The ones this year are from peas I saved from 2 years ago. That's pretty cool. Hello to all of you in blueprint. All right, let's see here. Oh no, Band on the Run. Hey, that was a good song. Let's see here. All right, coffee first. I hope you have a good night. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a moderator. I do appreciate it. We got to get going here. I've just looked at the time. Let me scroll to the bottom and see. I know that. I just, I haven't for one, I don't have the space right now. For two, there's things that we're looking at hopefully doing, and I don't want to really get too involved in building anything where I'm particularly at right now. Things could be changing soon. So, that's just something I'm going to be doing in the near future, if that future does exist. Let's see here. Let me see where we're at. When we got to the bottom. All right. Looks like I'm down to the bottom. All right. I would like to I'd like to say, thank you to everyone for all that you do for this channel. Um, you guys are just great. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed. We are gaining on the subscribers. Thanks to a lot of you out there. There are a lot of new people. I hope you guys are enjoying anything. And remember that, if there is anything that you would like to discuss, maybe in private, or if you have information you'd like to share with me or anything else, if you'd like to email me, just say hi or whatever. You can always email me at survivalpreparedness69@gmail.com. And we can take it from there. Um, I would really just like, to say, thank you for everything that you guys do for this channel. And I'd like to thank all the members for being members. If you want to be part of the members club, it's so very easy to do. You can just go right in, click on the members. I've got different content that's coming out for members only. And you get a lot of different things right now. You also can support the channel through, if you would like, through the Amazon storefront right off my main page. I get a small little commission, but it also does help, with you guys. It's all set up so you can go in there, you can see what kind of products that you may have. It's all set up by categories and everything else. And I try to pick the best products and a lot of the products that I do use. And then there are products in there, obviously, I don't use. I would like to use maybe at some point in some time, but that I have done reviews and stuff on. I do have a product that I'm going to be doing a review on here really soon. I hope you guys will enjoy that one there. Um, but for everybody out there, you guys are just been great. You people are always uh, right here. You guys have always supported this channel. You've done over and beyond and what I can really grasp. And I just want people to know that, I really do appreciate all of you. The moderators, I appreciate all the members. I appreciate all the subscribers. I try to make sure that we're covering and we're getting all the thanks that we need to give. This community wouldn't exist if it wasn't for all of you. And I'm truly grateful for that. We have one main goal here, and that is to be prepared and expect the unexpected. And that's what we really have to concentrate on at this point in time in the game. So thank you for joining me on this live stream tonight. We do have a live stream tomorrow at 2 p.m. It's something new I'm trying. If you can join me, please do. If you can't, just catch the replay. And we also have a video coming out at 4 p.m. So you all stay safe. You all keep prepping. You all do the very best that you can do with what you have, with the amount of money that you have that you can put into your preps, and all those different types of things. So this way here, you and your family can be prepared. And until tomorrow, I will see all of you very soon, and you all stay safe. You all keep prepping, keep your chin up, and keep doing what you're doing. And we can just keep plugging away. And no matter what the storm is, together we can ride it out. And with the community we have here, a lot of people, if you have questions, ask them on any of the videos, in the live streams. A lot of these people are very smart and they're going to answer you. And if you don't want to do it that way, maybe you can exchange emails or whatever, however you guys want to do it. But there's ways of getting around different things. And like I said, you can always email me. It's right there on my website. It's on my channel, my YouTube channel. It's in the description of just about every video. So if you ever want to just talk to me, you just have a question, you don't feel like putting it in here, you can say and send it to me, and we'll take it from there. So until next time, folks, you all stay safe, keep prepping. This is Survival Preparedness for Beginners, and I'm out.